Chris.
Here we are again.
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Hey, look at that mug.
It's a nice one, eh?
Why don't I have one of those?
Because I only have one.
Well, that's...
I can get you a Cubase one.
that's it.
I have one for you.
You probably have lots of those.
So how's it going?
It's good. I was like, true story. I'm on the Sweetwater site.
Okay.
As we're starting.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm trying to figure out why your thing is on one side and my thing is on the other. And
Look
I'm
at
trying
that.
to figure out. I was just sitting here as while you were starting all these things, trying to figure out whose is right. And according to Sweetwater, mine is right.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So Sweetwater has the answer.
Sweetwater does. It has a lot of answers. Some very, very expensive
Okay,
answers.
so I'm going to have to invest into something to fix that one up.
Yeah, no, or just flip it.
I'm lazy.
That's a good reason. Your honesty is
It's like, I don't have time for this.
very
man.
direct. That's good.
I'll keep it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if I found out mine was wrong, I imagine I would have just had the same response.
Probably,
Like,
yes.
all right.
Knowing it's like, okay, sure, I'm wrong.
But how does it sound? Well,
So, what do you want to talk about today?
today's topic, per my understanding from breakfast a few minutes ago,
Yeah.
is drums.
Drums.
And I think the idea is two episodes, a two-parter. I think that's called in the biz.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cliffhanger. And drums. You being a drummer and engineer
Yes.
was to me something that seemed like an interesting conversation. And I guess part one in my mind is let's talk about recording drums as a drum performer of both sides of the glass.
Okay.
And then next episode being let's mix the drums that we rhetorically recorded in this episode.
Okay, I like that.
Verbal
Okay.
recording.
So I'll let you lead because
That's
think
as
you have
far as
some-
I got, and then I just ate more of my omelet. But
Okay.
to me,
So now it's all on me then.
usually you've got your own mug, dude. Like,
Hey, funny enough, I still have one of your mugs.
oh, it's amazing.
The Studio D mugs.
Those are vintage.
I know.
Those have gone vintage since the closure. Those are
Interesting.
worth tens of Canadian pennies.
Yeah.
So I guess here's a question that pops into my head right
Sure.
out of the gate. So as a drum recording person, and a drummer, you can answer this one unbiased. How important is each of those pieces in the process? So if I've got a crap drummer with a crap kit and all the fancy gear in a beautiful room versus the converse or the inverse, whichever one of those words means the opposite.
That's a good start.
That's good. Thank you.
I like that.
I'm learning English too.
Dude, you're doing well.
Thank you.
You're doing well. Just like continue this route.
Just
Yeah.
keep learning.
Keep going.
Versus like beautiful drummer, beautiful kit in a mediocre
Yeah.
recording environment. Like
Sure.
where would you go first given those two options?
I would go with the best drummer playing the crappy drum.
Okay.
Okay. The performance.
Sorry. So, okay. So I guess we've got three pieces now.
Oh.
You just separated two of them. So you've got,
That's what I do, man.
You've got a good or a bad drummer. You've got a good or a bad kit, and you've got a good or a bad recording environment, cables, mics, etc.
Yes. Okay. Okay. First, good drummer.
Yeah.
Second, a good sounding kit.
Okay. And then gear.
And then gear. Because you can, like, for me,
Yeah.
I can go a long way with a cheap pair of microphones.
Yes.
On a good sounding kit.
Yes.
With a really good drummer.
And history bears this out a bit, right? Like some of our very, very favorite
Yeah.
albums, like when you hear the story of how it was actually done, like we rented this thing and it was by a train track. And,
Yeah.
But we had Bonham, or whatever, right? So it's there are
We
some
recorded that drums in my living room,
Yeah, or in this from the top of the stairwell.
Yeah.
And these stories,
Sure.
right? Okay. So now you've got your pretty good drummer, you've got your pretty good kit, you've got your pretty good setup. Performance, obviously, is a big, big part of it. Obviously.
Definitely.
Okay, so now do I want to be able to have an amazing performance or do I want to be able to edit amazingly?
I would rather have an amazing performance.
Okay.
If I can avoid editing or at least keep the editing part as low as possible,
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Same for anything, for that matter.
How much are you editing drums these days?
It depends. It
When you
depends
mix.
on the production. If I'm producing a pop song where there's like drum loops on top of real drums, acoustic drums. Now, I would love to have like these drums to be as tight as possible, to play well with the drum loops, so we don't get a bunch of flams and stuff like that. So, yeah, in that case, I would edit a lot. And sometimes it depends, sometimes a drum fill is going to be laid back, or maybe too laid back, or rush. I think the worst is a rushy drum fill or a rushy groove. I can live with laid back. Actually, laid back kind of added some feel at some point, like a nice solid groove, and then the drum fill comes. It's just a bit laid back. I don't mind that, and most of the time I might not even touch it, So it all depends.
Right.
Yeah.
And so okay, so if you took the last year's worth of mixes you've done,
Yes.
what % of those did you apply actual quantization to, regardless of how great it was?
Like full quantization? Or just like
there's edits. Like, oh, he rushed, or
Yeah.
or she had a better fill.
Sure.
Those edits, but versus like just tighten her up across the board kind of moves.
I don't do that a lot, to be honest.
Even in pop?
Pop, yes. Like I said, if it's linked to a drum groove, a drum loop, for example, that's like super tight, super quantized, in that case, I want to match it.
Is it ever tight enough in pop? Do you ever go, great? Or do you always tighten it a bit?
It's a case-by-case thing.
Yeah.
What about you?
I find myself tightening a little bit just before I even start.
Okay.
And that's for me. And part of that is just like, and a bit, not like,
No,
think it's a 10.
exactly.
It's like just putting a little bit of auto-tune on the vocal
I see.
before you start even working, right?
Interesting.
It just removes a bunch of little nitpicky things right out of the gate.
Okay. That I don't do.
Okay. That's
That I
interesting.
don't do.
That's interesting. Sometimes I won't, but typically I find I do on something tight.
I mainly listen to the feel to begin with. Does it work with the band? Is the band following the groove, the drum groove, And if it works and it sits well, it's like, okay, I'm good. That's a nice grooving drum performance. But most of the time I'm going to do some manual edits, mainly on fills and stuff like that. Or maybe sometimes a kick is going to be off a bit. Okay, let's tweak that up and stuff like that to make it tight with the bass. And sometimes the bass is off. I'm just going, okay, I'm going to make it tight with the drum groove, stuff like that, But to go and generally quantize the full drums even a little bit before even moving forward with extra editing, I actually don't.
That's crazy.
I love it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You're brave.
But I know what I'm doing.
That's true. It's true. That's a good point.
You have to learn, man.
You do have talent, skill. I sense a pattern in all these episodes.
I have a course. But when I start editing, though, sometimes I could go overboard in a way, but I do everything manually.
Okay, so getting back to recording, we're already mixing the drums. See, this is how we are.
No, we're editing. There is still performance.
Okay.
There's no compression yet.
Okay, that's true. We haven't EQ'd the snare.
Okay, so because you're considering like editing part of mixing? Another episode.
Yeah. I do.
Let's talk about that on another episode.
All right.
Because that's a good one.
It's going to be a 3-part.
Oh, yeah.
It is fun.
Okay, let's get back to drum recording.
Okay, so recording-wise, you've got a decent room. Do you still find yourself, like if you had all the money in the world, even a little bit more money than you currently have, which would then be all the money in the world, would you?
I'm in Canada, man.
I guess your dollar's worth
Come on.
12 cents
Exactly.
to the euro. Would you, with all the Canadian money in the world, and you only get one, you get to build one really good drum room. Mm-hmm. Would it be a live room or a dead room?
Oh. I would go with a room where I can adjust the liveness.
No, you get one.
Oh, I get one.
You get an We're not going like a stone room versus a closet, but like it's 60-40. You got to go.
I think I would go for a live room.
Slightly more live?
Yeah. Because now I'm dealing with a very dead room right now.
Yeah.
And I miss the live room because of that, I managed, though. I made a video on that on my YouTube channel, but I would rather have more of a live room than a too dead of a room.
That's interesting. I would go the other way.
Interesting.
Because
but it depends on live,
I can add live.
Yes.
I can't take away live as well.
Yeah.
And so for me, there's that tight, big, thick snare, modern sound.
You would love my room then.
I know. Maybe
Okay,
I'll just
well,
come
for
here.
example, okay, how alive do you think your environment right now at your place is? It's probably more on the live side for drums,
Yeah, it's live.
but this is live.
It's
Like,
live.
so is this what you're considering live? Like that you're referring to when you ask the question? Or?
No, it's if I record the kit, for me it's always and it's a recording concept for me that I've always had for some reason, and it's just somewhat internal, and I don't know if I've ever externalized it, so I'm going to do it right now in real time.
Sure.
So be kind. To me,
we'll
there's
try.
to me there's characters. Whenever I'm recording, there's characters, and I'll talk to the guitarist. I'm like, which guy is this? I'll say to Neil if he's doing some tracks. I'll be like, is this the like kind of half drunk noodle guy in the back of the verse, or is this the like tight went to music school guy, or the chord guy that knows all the chords? Is that guy? Which guy are you? Same with drummers. Which guy is playing drums in my mind? And so to answer your question, if I close my eyes after I've recorded the drums and I pull up the faders and I've got the dry drums, where is that guy? And is that guy on a stage? Is he in a big room? Is he in an empty bank? Is he in a closet? Is he wherever? And so to me, when I do that and I pull it up, I tend to like the more tight,
Yeah.
closety guy, because then I can add with more faders, add width and room and depth and space. So to answer your question, this to me is closet guy room.
Oh, big
right?
time.
Like, and so like to me, this would be, I would love recording drums in here.
It's funny because you
I would
already
love
told me
it.
that like a year ago about you went to the other room where my drums are right now, and you're like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah.
I don't have a course though.
You don't. Maybe you should.
I should take the course. Do you have a discount code?
I do. I can take
know
care
a
of that
guy?
for you. I know a guy.
I'm not asking for your mug. It's only one of those.
But back in my old studio, the room was not like a super large live room. It was, I would say, a medium-sized room, but with acoustic panels that you can turn around. So one side was more on wood,
That's the
more
best.
reflection, and then I could dead up the room
Yeah.
like big time. Turning those panels around. That was great.
And I guess that's the short.
So-
that's the right answer to you have more money than you do now.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
you just say yes to both, right? And the
That-
panels and the thing, and that's like classically. That's such a great sound throughout history of like
Yes.
the close mics sound like this, the medium,
Yeah.
and they throw the mics up in the loft for that sound, and like that.
'Cause
those-
you're right.
Those big room sounds were.
You're
so
right
good.
about you can always add stuff.
Yeah.
On a dead recording.
Yeah.
And
it's getting better every day.
and it's
The stuff,
Yes.
is getting better than most people could build a room.
And funny enough, even like in a very tight closet room, like I have
Yeah.
right here in the basement, there's ways you can add a very nice kind of a room and lively sound. And I experienced with that lately.
You were talking about putting stuff in the hallway and
The hallway,
Yeah.
the stairs,
Yeah.
and even the like I have like across that hall,
Yeah.
across the room, I have like this washroom,
You got your wife up there holding a mic at the
Yeah, in the shower, No, I just like put in a couple of mics there,
Yeah.
and honestly, it's
Yeah.
like a washroom is like so live to begin with, and the fact that it's like further away from the drum room, it adds a bit more distance and stuff. It's just great, It's like it's not the same as being in a large studio, but honestly, for a small place like this, man, it's cool.
Yeah, and some of that, some of those classic rooms, like they just sound so good. Like we were at Ocean Way,
Yeah,
now East West, after NAMM. We ended up in there, and those like you walk into those bigger rooms and you just talk, and it just sounds good. You know what I mean, like that. And so you just think like, man, like a Snare, like there's something to these big, well-designed, multi-million-dollar design rooms from back in the day that us closet bedroom warriors. Just we're doing it with impulse responses. Like we're using impulse responses of those rooms.
Exactly.
Literally those rooms. But when you're in that room, like it is inspiring. And so that's the other piece, I guess, that's worth mentioning.
Even
is
playing.
as the other side of the glass,
you
playing
go.
in that room.
honestly,
Like that's got to be
maybe that's why I lean a bit more towards a live room
'Cause you're a
as
drummer.
a drummer,
Yeah.
and not only an engineer.
Yeah.
So even then, even when I just go in the room now and just practice my drums, I still set up my mics in the washroom, and just like crank those up.
Jesse.
And
He's practicing again. Are you almost like into the mic? She's like, "Are you almost done?"
No, dear, I'm not.
Just in your left ear. She's
Just hold the mic. Hold the mics.
stop complaining into the mics,
Well,
babe.
you know, hey, can you just like turn right just a
Yeah,
bit?
stop
You know, it's out of phase now. Stop moving.
Close the lid of the toilet. It's messing up my sound, babe.
She's gonna learn.
Keep the spice in the marriage. That's what you're doing.
Always, always. Actually, I have a course.
You just got a course idea. How to not be married very long.
Exactly. How to fail your marriage.
All right, so that's a really interesting idea, the
Yeah.
inspiration piece.
It's so, yeah, of course. You know,
I didn't even
practicing
think of
drummer.
that till right now.
Yeah, you know, when you're like monitoring yourself playing drums, and you're kind of like only hearing like the tight,
Yeah.
close miking.
Yeah.
It's honestly it's hard to get into it, you know. But the minute you have like that lively kind of general drum sound around you, it's honestly way more inspiring.
Because there's a genre piece. You say that way better than me. Genre.
Genre.
Yeah.
How is that better?
I don't know. It's just you just Frenchy things, and it just sounds better. Certain words just sound better.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're welcome. Some words don't sound as good.
No, I know most of them actually. Like
But when it involves like food
Come
or
on.
wine or names of places,
that's it.
oh,
That's
it's
all I
beautiful.
have.
Everything sounds like a fine wine. It's
That's all I
amazing.
have,
No,
yeah.
it's amazing. So genre specific
Almost there.
is thank you. I'm working on it. Yeah. Like so, there's this entire sound of like, hey, I put a dish towel on my snare to make it even more dead.
Yeah.
And we're modern.
Yes.
We're cool,
Yeah.
hip, right? So there's that piece where it can't be dead enough.
Exactly.
Does that hurt your soul?
No, it doesn't, because this it's on purpose to get that sound.
Okay.
It's different, you know.
As
and
long as it's intentional.
And I actually I have I don't know what they call it. You know, it's kind of a little. It's like kind of the drum skin you put on top of the skin, which
Yeah.
has a hole in the middle,
Yeah.
and it deads up the sound
Yeah.
pretty well. I forgot the name. Just
Yeah.
I'll write it down in the show notes. But
Somebody's typing right now.
of course,
Somebody's smart.
I don't use it a lot. Like
Somebody's smarter
honestly,
than us.
if you're looking for a dead kind of
Yeah.
70s type of sound,
Oh, it's such a great sound.
it is. I love
It
that
is a
sound, you know,
great
and this is like the best way to go.
So, if you were building a kit,
Yeah.
there's no process to my thoughts or questions today. I'm sorry. There's usually not. There's even
Doesn't
less than
matter.
normal. I'm just
I'm used to
I'm
it.
just blasting as I'm thinking. If you're building a kit as a drummer, not a mix guy,
Mm-hmm.
what's the piece that makes you most excited? Are you a snare guy? Are you a kick guy? Are you a skin like shells guy? Or are you a hardware guy? Like what's your
I think I'm a kick guy. Kick and snare. It's
okay.
like for me,
kick first?
kick first. I
Okay.
love this very nice deep fat snare
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. You know, but I love the feel of a kit. Even when I'm playing live,
Yeah.
I need to have like lots of bass. And,
You're a
you know,
you're a kicky guy.
yeah. Even I remember the church I was playing at, you know, years ago. They had like this little shaker
Mm-hmm.
that you put underneath the drum stool.
Okay.
Dude, that was crazy.
Oh, like it buzzed your butt?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you don't like
You're getting a little too
No.
excited about this. I'm seeing a look in your eyes I've never seen before. You turned a
my
bit-
wife's gonna be like, Chris, we need to talk.
Yeah. I'm up here holding a mic and you're down there getting buzzed with your kick drum buzzer. What am I up in the bathroom for with the lid closed on the toilet? You're down there with your little
man.
kick buzzer.
Okay, let me rephrase.
Yeah, rephrase. It's like,
Okay.
don't do the thing with your eyes again. That was creepy.
Anything I say afterwards is gonna sound weird, man. I was about to say it feels good, but no, that's not gonna go. No.
I like that you said it, and it took me a minute to realize what you were talking about. I was like, "Do you mean like buzz?"
I heard it. I actually heard it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is not good.
Yeah, this is headed somewhere weird.
You're going the wrong way.
Yeah, abort. Command Z.
So that little device,
Yeah.
some will even put it underneath a little, I would say a little, how do you call that? Little mini stage. You know, the bass player can go on top
Little
of
riser.
A riser, there
Yeah.
you go. Put that underneath the riser, and even the bass player can, okay.
Yeah, I
So it
feel
kind
that.
of reproduced like, it's like a sub basically.
Yeah.
And just to make you feel the bass, basically.
Right in
more
your
than anything.
butt. It's not that it exists. It's not about the product. It's about the placement. You know what I mean? I'm totally sold on the idea. It's the fact that you're in a church
Yeah.
with this thing right under your throne, man.
Hey, man, anyway. Okay, next question. Let's jump to the next one.
Please.
So I'm a kick guy for that, from that sense.
Kick standpoint, is it tight and low? Is it wide and boomy? Like, what's your, like, you only get one for the rest of your life?
Tight.
Okay. Like small or like big, full of pillows?
No, not full of pillows. In between.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, not too live though.
Yeah.
Not the Bonham type of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, a bit more tight, punchy.
Yeah.
But yeah, not too alive though.
And
I need to like to be like in your face.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of kick.
And I'm trying to remember because I've played with you before. You're definitely not a loud drummer. Like you're a session drummer.
Yes.
Right? Like you're back and
Yeah.
you're back and you play drums like this, where some guys play drums like this, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I think I
like that.
Yeah, I could feel that with even your kick. You're not
I remember the first time we
you're
played
not
together,
hammering
actually.
away. I know, I was excited.
And you were like, "Oh, session drummer."
I was like session drummer in our midst. You can tell, man. It's even during a sound check. Like the guy's like, play the whole kit, and the session guy's just like, and you're like,
Just a simple group.
Oh yeah, like it's just immediately. If my head starts doing this, like
honestly,
yeah,
the sound guy doesn't want to hear like a bunch of fills,
right?
He wants to like a solid kick, snare.
Well, he wants to hear what you're going to
toms.
play.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wants to hear what he's going to hear later.
Yeah.
He wants to hear that now. It's a preview.
It's a preview. So no, I like to hit the drums right so they can sound, so I can get the tone out well. You know, if it's
because
too loud,
they do have a sweet spot.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, it's playing drums. Well, especially during a recording session, it's all about the dynamics. Also, it's all about being consistent, but also managing the level. It's like if you're mixing while you're playing.
Sure.
So if you like go hard on the hi hats and the cymbals and stuff, but you're light on the toms and kick and snare, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to show big time.
Yeah.
But if you
the guy in next podcast is going to be mad at you.
Oh, big time! Because now we're talking about mixing.
Yeah, that podcast we're mad.
Oh, we're mad at that guy. For sure. Let's call him Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
So Johnny's not doing the right thing here. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's more the opposite. You know, you get more control over the cymbals, the way you hit the cymbals, the hi-hats, and stuff like that. You know, it's all, you know, and then you just like focus on being consistent on the kick, the snare, the toms, you know, and then of course the performance, being laid back or rushy on purpose or click and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, it's about managing the levels as you play, you know. So that comes with experience.
For sure.
Yeah.
Which I have none.
I know. I was about to tell, but
sad. It's sad.
We need to talk after.
I have a good heart though.
You do have a beautiful heart.
Thank you. Doesn't help with my drumming career.
At least no.
It's a really nice guy who plays really bad.
The heart is good.
How important is the stick size?
Whatever you're comfortable with. You know, depending on the genre, of course. If I if record a more kind of a folk type of acoustic light drum playing, you know, I'm not gonna reverse my stick to the the big side and go nuts, you know.
It's a short session.
But yeah, of course,
shortest
kind of a
session.
smart size.
Yeah. Do you, as you're growing up learning drummer, do you have a size that you love?
Yes, 5Bs.
I know, yeah, like guitars have that pick.
Yeah.
Like when I'm alone and nobody's there.
I think this is one of the the common drumstick size, I guess, that lots of drummers like to play with.
Yeah.
It's not too big, not too small. It's kind of okay.
Yeah. And okay, so then we've got our kick going. You like a big meaty snare, we decided. You like to feel the kick everywhere. How important are shells? Like, I spent all this money on these new shells made of maple unicorn tear baby blood. Like, do you know what I mean?
You know.
And then there's a guy who's like, I bought this last week. The guy's like, I bought this kit for $300 on Kijiji from a guy. And I was like, this is like one of the best sounding kits I've ever heard. I'm like, what's it made of? He's like, I don't know.
You know what?
But it's sparkly. He's like,
this is going to be perfect. You know, Okay, I'm a drummer, but I'm not a drummer at the same time. I'm more
That's like me.
a producer and what I do in the studio.
Yeah, okay. I'm not that either.
No, dude, I'm telling you, I have courses. I'm telling
I
you.
don't know why I'm here. Just because I buy breakfast, and then you just bring me over here.
That's the only reason.
Tell me there's a chair.
It's because you paid for the breakfast.
The microphone's backwards.
I actually paid for the breakfast. This
Ah,
morning.
you did.
Okay.
Thank you, by the way. Quality of skin. Quality
Oh,
of
the
shells.
shells and stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Unicorn tier shells.
man, in a way, I'm a kind of a fake drummer.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing with the same drum kit that I bought back when I was like 15 years old, man. Like an old pearl maple shell from the 80s.
Yeah.
That I bought I think I bought it for $650 or something
Yeah.
at the time. And I still use it like for the kick and toms, of course, and the cymbals, the snares and stuff, it's different, but for the shells, yeah, it's like the same old pieces of drums, it still sounds good. I wish I would have access to more drums, but I decided to invest somewhere else.
Into me, apparently. Into teaching me how to record things.
Never ending spending.
In my breakfast. So if you walked into a room and there was like beautiful new, like we're at NAMM and we're looking at these kits and it's like, holy, like, and I can't, these are the Yamaha room and it was just like the new, like it's some kind of wood thing I can't pronounce. You probably could. It's got the things and the little dashes over the E's and stuff, but it's like, and these people are playing these things and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is the most amazing, like thousands of dollars on shells you could spend. Like, does that excite you? Or are you just like, meh?
No, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. Maybe because I'm so used to the drum kit I have.
Yeah.
That when I watch someone playing on an awesome kit drum that sounds amazing, I'm like, oh, I want this kit.
Yeah.
So imagine what I can do with these drums.
Yeah.
So yeah. For me, it's like,
It's so we've become my as we were talking about at breakfast, my son has become a little ski racer.
Sure.
And so it was our COVID project. So COVID hit, everything in the world closed, but for some reason the ski hills in Alberta were still open.
Like they
and
always
it was
are.
And it was like, it's open, but caveat this, you got to go up the gondola alone, and there's little cohort things and all the little things. And so I was like, well, this is open, let's go do that. So we rented some stuff and went skiing, and that's what we started doing during COVID. And so it turned into this amazing thing that we now do constantly. Point of this is, I skied a little bit when I was young, and when I started skiing again back in COVID a few years ago, the equipment had changed so much, like so much.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I remember like boards and poles and like you'd try to turn and nothing. And now you just like, you think about skiing and your skis there's technology in everything, right? Everything in the world, every sport is, the technology is advanced. Same music, the technology is advanced
big
so
time.
much. And so I've got to think, on some level, having this new technology of drum and things and stuff would make playing easier or more inspiring, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I know what you mean. It could, but also on the other hand, you get an old Ludwig kit from the 70s.
Yeah.
That also can sound pretty cool.
Yes.
Like you get something else, but
I
you're
guess
right though.
all of that to say, tactilely, you're playing an old kit that from the pawn shop.
Yeah.
And then you sit down on one of these new NAMM kits and just start playing. Like it's got to feel different.
Yeah.
And more fluid and more.
And again, depends on the drum skins.
Right. So,
heads,
okay.
yeah.
So talk about that.
Yeah, there's so many different kinds of heads when it comes to drum heads. Some are a bit more thick than others. Some, different amount of plies and stuff, depending on how,
Is it
how you want the drums to sound.
Is it more
feel like?
Is it more sound or more feel? Like, would you sacrifice
More
feel
sustain,
for
less sustain, more sustain, less sustain, I would say.
But does it feel different?
It does.
But as you go by, would you rather be like, this one sounds 10% less but feels better, or the opposite? This one sounds great, I don't like playing it as much.
Of course that can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do you go to?
Oh, man. For feel,
Yeah.
double ply.
Is feel more important than sound, is what I'm saying, when you're playing?
But feel will affect your performance.
Okay.
So that's a huge one.
Yes.
Performance is like, for me, it's more important in a way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And hardware, same. Thin, thick, warm, bright,
Hardware, you mean?
Like cymbals.
Oh,
And,
yeah, of course. Yeah,
Like where do you go?
Right now, I'm kind of in between right now, but I would love to maybe invest into some more dark type of cymbals.
You're bright currently?
It's kind of in the middle, not too bright,
Yeah.
but maybe a bit too loud for the studio.
Yeah. Did
So
you?
I'm a bit careful when I play while recording.
Yeah. You thank yourself later.
Yeah, of course.
Next episode guy will thank you.
Yeah.
Did you ever go through the this is the most random, drunkenly directed conversation ever, but I love it. Did you ever go through the mega hardware phase, like the Neil Peart and Queensryche things on chains, and I have 46 and a gong? Did you ever go through the gong?
Oh yeah, of
everything
course.
phase.
The Alex Van Halen,
Yeah.
the big gong in the back,
Yeah.
No, I didn't go that far, but I used to be a huge Mike Portnoy Dream Theater fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Imagine with same with Mike Mangini.
Yeah, 6 bars to get
My
through a fill.
goodness. Or what's his name? Not Tony, but Terry Bozzio.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Talking about hardware,
Yeah.
No, but I used to have these little cymbals and stuff like that,
Yeah, little things hanging everywhere.
And even a drum rack at some
Just
point.
trying to get chicks.
Yeah, of course. I was not married at the time.
Yeah, he's got these gloves and all these drums. What can go wrong?
And then I got married, and I just stick to just one ride, 2 cymbals, and that's it.
One tom, she's up in the bathroom.
Yeah, of course, holding mics. That's it.
You just gave up.
Yeah, and now we go MS in the bathroom.
MS.
She needs to hold 2 mics.
MS in the bathroom. You got to hold him just right, babe.
Yeah, don't move.
Messing up my stereo field.
Just don't move.
So stupid. What a dumb image. So all right. So the big hardware. How long did that last for you?
It's a good thing my wife is not editing this podcast.
That's true. That's true. Our last
I would
one.
get in trouble. No.
Studio stuff with Steve. Just put my chair right in the middle here.
Still using MySpace?
Yeah, of course. You're up there with the mics. You hold your own mics. So, how long did this big hardware phase last for you? The mega drum gear.
I told you until I got married. No, not long, When I started touring with my previous band years ago.
When you had to carry it?
Oh, that's okay, you want to keep it as simple as possible.
First time you hit a stairwell.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. That was okay, 1 tom, 1 floor,
playing
snare,
upstairs?
kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did lots of those.
I don't care how many chicks are here. Stairs are steep.
Is there a way I can just play with a cajon this time around?
Exactly, the shaker guy.
So, yeah.
And then did you go through the, I think Neil Peart, or I think Carter Burwell, that era of the lots of notes. Did you go through that phase?
No.
You never went through the high speed?
No, not
fill
really.
phase?
I tried, but it wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing.
Did
you're
you
talking about double bass stuff, and
Yeah.
I had like any drummers, I had the double bass pedals.
Yeah.
And I did experiment with that, but not with the style of music I was playing with my band,
Yeah.
and the stuff I produced. It was
where you just play wicked cool stuff. You've always been session-y in your
most of
playing?
the time, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the way I kind of grew up.
Did you ever play hard? You ever just "Rrr,"
Yeah, of course.
hard rock guy?
Of course, yeah.
Publicly?
Yeah, live, yeah.
Amazing. I could picture it.
Just a bit, not much, but yeah.
Did your hair ever get really long?
Oh, dude.
Really?
Oh, I have pictures.
Oh, I've never seen long hair.
Dude, long curly hair.
Can you
At some point, I had dreads.
Can you put one on the podcast
I'll try to find some.
now?
So if you're listening
you
on
missed
Spotify or Apple Podcast, you're going to need to go to jump on the YouTube channel.
Chris's wife did not edit that photo in. Somebody else did.
Oh, man, dude. As far as look goes, I had so many looks. Bald, red hair.
Really?
Yeah, yellow, and then long and short, and dreads and all that stuff.
How'd you get such a rad wife?
Ah, man. Very supportive wife.
Oh, I guess.
I'm telling you.
Man.
Very supportive wife.
She's still here?
She's still here.
Is it the same one?
It is. Imagine.
I'm glad you said yes. If you said no,
I would be in trouble.
If you said no, it would have been really awkward for me.
Yeah, and for her too.
She left me.
Oh yeah, imagine that.
It's oh, sorry, dude.
No, the mood's changed. Yeah,
It's so sad. That's so sad. That's like asking somebody when their baby's due.
I'm not pregnant.
Yeah, that'd be one of those awkward moments.
Yeah.
In real time.
Turkey was good last night. But no.
So because it's a studio conversation, I guess we should talk about recording drums.
Yes.
Okay, so now we've I think in real time Frankenstein together the perfect kit of cheap shells,
Sure.
thick things in this size room. We've got our whole thing all set up.
Okay.
All right, so we're miking up our kit.
Yeah.
This kit is sitting here. We're of questionable quality. Still
Whatever
not
we
sure.
have.
Sure, I was not even sure what we're playing in this room. We know there's one mic or two in the bathroom, and that's as far as we've gotten for our recording so far. So let's carry on.
That's a start.
All right, so we're miking up the kick. Are you a kick in? Obviously.
Yes.
How far in?
Maybe 8 inches off the head.
So you're a bit in. You're not getting up on the
Yeah,
smack.
between 6 and 8.
Okay.
I would say.
So about a
Half
third of
foot,
the way
yeah.
in,
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
maybe. And so you got this thing out.
I need a bit of snap, but at the
Yeah.
same time a bit of body,
Yeah.
So
Yep, out mic.
yeah, sometimes yeah.
Sometimes or always.
Yeah. If I can, yeah. If I have
For
enough
tracking.
channels, yeah.
You've got
I will.
channels.
I've got channels.
You've
yeah,
got
for
channels.
sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Audience sent you
sure.
more channels.
I love it.
You're all set.
I love it. Of
So
course.
you got your kick in, you got your kick out, and out. Is it like a big mic? Is it? Like,
Yeah,
what's
it's
your
going to be
out
like I have is it a V47 from Jay-Z microphone?
Yeah,
Very neutral, but at the same time a bit dark.
yeah.
So it's great for a kick.
And how far away are you?
Not far away.
Yeah, me neither.
No,
I've
pretty
tried.
tight.
Like there was a whole era of like put the mic, and I can't.
No, it's pretty tight.
It's
tight to
useless.
tight to the head.
It's just this big flappy thing with cymbals, and
Yeah.
it's too much snare.
No.
Like, I don't know how people do it. There's
I
a lot
don't
of
like
people that
bleed.
do it.
I don't like
There's
bleed.
a lot of people that love like a 47 over there kind of kick sound, right? Or
Man,
whatever.
This,
Like,
this point is kind of a room sound.
Yeah,
a room mic.
yeah.
At this point, yeah.
all right. So mostly in, a touch of out. Do you ever do like a beater mic on the front?
I tried.
I've done it.
I tried.
I'll tell you where it works for me.
Go ahead.
And I have gone back and done it multiple times because it works so well. Jazz.
Oh, okay.
When you've got kind of a soft.
Yeah.
It's the it's all they're just stirring the soup on the snare.
Yeah.
And it's doom, doom, doom. Every once in a while, that little mic ends up being the primary mic.
Because you want to hear a
It's
beater.
just soft. It's a soft little beater sound. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just this boom, boom, boom subset.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So that to me, that little
That's
50, like a 57,
That's a great idea.
beautiful. It's beautiful mixed in there. And then they're playing so soft, it's not bleeding all
No.
into it, and it's a wonderful little,
Exactly.
It's a wonderful
Yeah.
little mic. And I've done it out of desperation once, and I was like, this is a neat fader. This fader makes me happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got our 3-ish mics on the
Mm-hmm.
kick. That's your most important,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
Where do you go next? Are you snare next, or are you overheads next mentally? If you're going to start constructing a recording setup on a kit.
Yeah. Snare overheads, they come together
Yeah.
in my book,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be set up overheads. And then it depends sometimes how I feel.
Sure.
Do I like spaced?
Yeah.
Or XY
Yeah.
on top of me? It depends.
So
Sometimes I go ribbon mics, sometimes
Yeah.
little condensers.
you get 2 mics, and you're stuck on your island forever with 2 mics. What kind of mic are they? Are they
For the
little,
overheads?
little condensers? Are they ribbons? Are they?
I tend to like ribbons a lot
Yeah,
on
me too.
overheads.
Me too.
Honestly,
Me too.
I had a pair. A company sent me a pair, Adler, I think, a few years ago, and they sound great.
Yeah.
And I love them on
you spreading?
overheads. I did both. So sometimes they're
Yeah.
spread
Spaced,
out,
yeah.
spaced, or just like this,
You only get one.
like this.
You can only do one.
One.
One choice.
Space is kind of
Spaced.
Yeah, it works all the time.
Me too.
It works all the
Spaced
time.
ribbons.
Yeah.
Is where I've landed in my life.
Okay, what about the when there's space? Do you measure
I do.
from the snare or the kick?
Snare.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
The snare's in the center.
Yes. 100%. And it ends up being weird sometimes.
Of course, because
And that was like as a younger recording guy last week. Now I'm experienced this week.
Yeah.
I took a course.
you took mine
I did.
because it's in my course. I have my recording course.
You're Joe Gilder, right?
Hi, Joe.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Joe.
We love you, man.
We do love Joe. He's fantastic.
He is.
What a guy.
He's
like
the best,
those
man.
few people where you just like sit down And instantly you're
Yeah.
like, I just want to be in the room with this guy.
I know.
All day. He's one of those.
I thought I would have that with you, but
Unfortunately, I met Joe.
I know.
And
Same here.
we both met Joe.
So
But we should just put Joe right here.
we'll add a picture
We'll
or
just talk
something.
to him. What were we talking about? I don't even know. Oh, back in the day, it was, you would try to do the overheads more symmetrical, even visually, right?
Oh, now it's all over the
and,
place.
And now, as I've gotten
Oh.
into like actually listening, and for me, it was a huge thing. I don't know if you've ever done this. I've just sweetwatered one night late because out of frustration, a little wireless transmitter and belt pack.
Okay.
So I can plug my headphones in, I'll put my in-ears
Listen
in
to that.
and go in while the drummer's playing, and then just like I can hear it.
Oh, you're fancy.
Well, it wasn't expensive, but it was fancy.
Okay, what kind of headphones you had?
Well, that's another topic.
Oh.
Those are my custom.
'Cause now you have the drummer
my
playing.
Custom IEMs. Yeah, no. I do my IEM things.
Oh, fancy guy.
That's me. Look at this.
Dude.
This is my best, mostly black T-shirt.
That's the best.
It's blackish T-shirt.
Okay, we need
and
to
so
fix
there's
that.
something about that, like moving, and you can hear it. Like there's a spot.
Yes.
Where you're like that.
Yes.
And the snare does a thing, and the kick does a thing.
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. And then you measure, and it's amazing how often it's like exactly.
And sometimes not even the same height.
Yeah, it's exactly
goes
the
like
right
this,
measurement, though.
but
Yeah,
it's the
they're
right-
twisted and wrong and lopsided. They
Yeah.
look wrong. Like on video, I'm like, who mic'd this kit?
Exactly. Yeah.
Me.
But when you hear it,
Yeah. Which is interesting with drums as well. How often drums don't sound amazing in a room, but they record great. Mm-hmm. Like session guys come in and I'm like, that's your kit? And they're like, just trust me. You know what I mean? And as soon as you mic it up,
Wait.
As soon as you mic it up, you're like, well, I don't know. It's like Frankenstein shells and like things don't match and like it's that, right? Anyway, so overheads, space, for me, the ribbons. Yeah, I've been on the Coles kick for
Okay.
a while. And just beautiful. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
And the EQ, they take
it's a
EQ.
bit more dark, It's
Oh,
like,
and they just, you could,
and again, it comes to the tone of the cymbals I have. It's a bit more bright than, the
Correct.
dark cymbals I
Correct.
would love to.
Yeah.
So the ribbons, they will work fine.
and ribbons EQ well too, if you
They
want to
do.
brighten. Versus like for me, sometimes condensers just,
Yes.
they brighten
Yeah.
in like,
You're
it's
right.
like a bit of a drill bit thing, right? So we've got our overheads going. So snare, 57.
57,
Is there
like,
anything else? Like, have you
I-
tried other stuff? I've tried other stuff.
I tried the Audix
Yeah?
snare mic.
Yeah, I went
Is it
through-
like the D2 or something
yeah,
like
I went
that?
through phases.
Well, it's a bit more dark, a bit
Yep.
more fat,
Yep.
so I kind of like that too.
Yep.
But 57 for the most part is going to work. It's kind of a go-to.
Does it-
And sometimes like I also tried combining an SM 57 with a condenser also. A little pencil mic, for especially for light type
Yeah.
of stuff, jazz or folk and stuff,
Brushes.
condenser brushes,
Yeah.
condenser's going to work well, and sometimes tape them together and,
yeah.
and that will work. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I tried that too.
My permanent tape, like where you gaff tape, and now it's been so long, if I took it off, it would still
Yeah.
be on there.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's been that long. It's like 2 zip ties and some gaff tape, and it's been a Sennheiser 441
Oh yeah, exactly.
and a 57.
Yeah.
That combo to me, one of them always works.
I usually have the 441 on hi-hats.
Yep.
But
Yep.
for a snare, it's
Oh,
perfect.
It's amazing, and it's so different from the 57.
It is.
Because a lot of them, it didn't matter.
Okay, what about bottom snare?
57,
Do you like to use a bottom snare?
always.
Always.
Yep. Do I use it on the next episode for mix? Not always. Where I find myself leaning really hard on the bottom snare to jump ahead is for ghost notes.
Yes.
That like overcompressed
This
for
is
ghost
perfect.
notes.
Yep.
That's when it just gets mixed, and even
Yep.
with samples or whatever.
Totally.
It gets brought in. Are you a same angle guy?
Yeah. Usually,
Underneath?
yeah.
Yeah, same angle.
Usually, yeah. From the same side and stuff, yeah.
Do you get right down on the snare, or are you kind of an up and
It depends what I want to do.
Yeah.
Do I want to get tone? I want to get more transients,
you only get one for the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life.
Yes.
I'll
You hit an age where you'll never change. You wear the same outfit.
Honestly,
You listen to the same records, and you put your mic in the same spot.
If you aim a bit more towards the center of the skin of the snare, you're going to get more attack. Okay, a bit more towards the edge, a bit more tone. I kind of do in between.
Same.
To get the best of both worlds. So
Yeah.
but it's just like the perfect angle.
We're going to just replace it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
No,
It's
exactly,
just there
you
for
know.
the photos.
Who keeps the snare, anyways?
What's a snare?
Oh, okay. You know what? Talking about that, do you replace drums all the time?
Well, now you're in the next episode.
Forget about samples. Stay in the recording. Sampling your drums.
Oh, I see. Sampling your own drums.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Every time I'm done with a session, I just like
I
snare,
see what you're saying.
few hits, kick, toms,
Yeah.
So sometimes you can
Yeah.
replace your own drums with your
Yeah.
own with the same snare,
Yep.
just to make especially
I
if there's
don't-
lots of
I
bleed
haven't
and stuff.
done that a lot.
Oh man, I don't use it a lot.
I
But
haven't done that a
when you
lot.
need it, it's great.
That's a good idea.
Sometimes like a drum that
That's
the drummer hits like he hit the ring, the
Yeah.
rim instead of the head by mistake, but the
I
feel
just
is good.
steal. I just steal.
Yeah,
I
but
go
then-
back and look for the little where the turd does that.
Yes,
And then I just.
But then
paste
there's
that
bleed and stuff like that. What if you have a clean turd? What
clean
about that?
turd.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, but for definition. But yeah, let's say it exists.
I immediately was picturing Jesse up there, just like looking over with her MS.
That's a
set up.
clean
That is
turd right there.
Right there. I got it here, guys. Just thanks, Jess. So
I love you, honey.
yeah, we love her. We love her. We love our wives, don't we? More importantly, they like us.
Oh man,
They think we're okay.
they think so. Yeah.
It's so weird. I've never understood how ladies can like us. Like we're just
That amazed
lumpy.
me.
We're just lumpy and hairy
Oh, it
and
amazes me.
ignorant, and
Oh, my
we
God.
we're gross.
Oh, yes, we are.
We are.
Yes, we are.
But we have good hearts.
You have a good heart.
That's right.
I have talent,
That's
Yeah.
why we do this together.
dude.
Chris
So you have
and
the heart,
Steve.
you have the talent.
If Joe was here,
Joe, you have to come up to Canada,
just
Joe.
once. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Come up to Canada, Joe.
Oh, Joe. So, all right. So we've got our overheads, we've got our snare, we've got our kick. All right,
Yes.
toms. Are you like a 421 guy?
421 is good.
Or do you like
The
clipping
Audix,
on little
the
Audix?
Audix, yeah. I don't clip them on, but
Yeah.
yeah. But actually, surprisingly enough, the clip-ons of the Audix are pretty good.
They're really good.
So I was afraid at once. Funny enough, I think Joe saw one of my videos years
What
ago.
a full circle run that was.
Years ago, I don't know if you remember, Joe, but years ago, I made a video and talking about my drum recording setup, and it was like those little Audix clipped to the rim of the toms and the tom in the floor, and he was like, "Do you hear the vibration in them?" I was like, I was like, "Oh, let me check." It's like, no, it's pretty clean. I wrote them back. No, it's actually pretty clean. You don't hear any vibration. It's funny enough because usually that could be a danger.
Yeah.
When you have like clip-ons.
Yeah.
But these are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
I
And
still don't use them, but
like live. It's like they're always there in a pinch.
Yes,
It's good to know they exist.
Oh yeah.
And they're on occasion, like even live, like getting stands in there, and like, yeah, that's just great. Like clip them on, let the wires hang.
Yeah,
Let's
but now
let it rip.
I stopped using the clips and I use little little stands, mic stands, but the small ones that you put on the snare and stuff, but put on the toms, so we don't have like this big pole going on all over
Look
the
at
place.
you. Look at you.
Keep that to a strict minimum.
Fancy. Fancy.
And now I want to kind of drill maybe like something on my ceiling, maybe a kind of a pipe or something,
Yeah.
bar, just to clip some overheads and stuff like that from the ceiling.
You're a
I saw-
professional.
No, I actually saw that from Andrew Masters on one of his videos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Super nice drum setup.
I think
And
I saw
yes.
that video.
Oh man, that guy's great, man.
And the other thing
this
he
guy.
had
I don't
going-
know him personally, but
Yeah,
dude,
I think I saw the
he's
same video.
awesome.
And the other thing he did in that same moment, I think, is he had done a remote setup
Yes,
next to his kit.
Yes.
So he had like run lines.
Yeah.
So he mirrored his control room next to his own kit to
Yeah.
record himself.
I
It was
did that in my old studio.
It was exactly his
Yeah.
setup. And that's cool.
It is.
It's such a simple idea.
It is.
Engineer yourself.
Yeah,
And you play it back and it's your same thing.
it's perfect.
Oh, it's so great.
What I do now, I have the Audience ID48 interface. I just set that up into my drum room,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing I need to bring with me is my laptop. Because my laptop is my main computer.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring the laptop in the
Oh, so
room.
you've got everything.
Do my drum recording.
whole studio's
Everything is
sitting
there.
next to you.
Yeah. And like then come back in the control room, mix. Just
It's the same thing you're going to use anyway.
it's not like if there's other drummers coming here to record anyways.
Right.
It's my home studio, so
Right.
I'm the only drummer doing.
I would
the
like to
recording.
come and record my drums.
Yeah. But now I would like to come and
Come on,
record
guys.
drums in your
That would be cool.
your living room.
That's probably a better idea because
I
you know
think
how to
so.
play them.
yeah. Because with you could be rough.
We got technology. I'm just going to sample myself and then I'll just do it with the grid. It'll be amazing. Nobody will even know I didn't play it.
So what else are we missing?
So right now we've got our toms going, we've got our overheads. Are you like, so.
Okay, sorry guys, this is going to be a long episode. You know?
Yeah, or just random. Yeah. Oh, rooms. Are you a big room mic?
I love a big room.
I know you, sorry, room mics. I know you love them. You love to hear them, but do you like to.
I love to feel them.
Okay. How often are they part of your final product?
It depends on the quality of the recording.
I find
if they don't sound good, I'm not going to use them.
Do you
Okay?
find?
But now with Jesse in the washroom,
with the lid closed and the clean turd.
yeah.
The clean turd recording.
Honestly, we're laughing, but it does make a huge difference
How often
between a clean and a not clean third.
I know we're jumping ahead to next week, but how often do you get just crap room mics when people send you stuff? I get them so often. They're like room 1 through 4, and I'm like, these are the most useless things I've ever taken up hard drive space with.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you understand the idea.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah, next week we can talk about that.
Okay, but while you're recording them, where are you putting room mics in your smallish room? Besides upstairs and the kind of novel things in the room, do you go to corners? Do you go?
You can
do
go
you low?
behind the drum. So okay, there's
I love
one
this behind thing.
behind on top of me. That is a good
that mic.
a good mic too, or even between the just on top of the kit, the top of the kick drum, in between the kick and the snare, right on top. This is actually pretty cool. You overcompress this, and okay, something else. And this is something by mistake that I used in a session. I had the drummer. I set a talkback microphone on the drummer at some point. It was just to have communication with him, And while I was mixing, I also record that.
I always record that mic.
And
it
was
always record it.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And it actually ended up part of the recording.
It's a 57.
Yeah, exactly.
With Mutomatic. Do you use that thing?
No.
It's a free plugin.
Sweetwater?
No, free.
Free?
It'll come to me in a second. Who makes it? Somebody's typing right now. It's not Sound Radix. Is it Sound Radix? It's one of those guys.
Okay.
And it's just basically when you hit play, it mutes the channel. When you hit stop, it unmutes it. And so it always sits on my drum talkback. Always. It's just a free plugin. And it's fantastic. And so that one. So then it allows me to always record, but it's always opening and closing to the headphones.
Cool.
And that's a great mic. The talkback crush mic. Fantastic. And then I crush it really hard because if you hit stop while the drummer's still finishing, it then goes to everybody's headphones at volume. And so it unmutes as soon as you hit stop. So I crush it really hard so everybody doesn't start screaming and yelling.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If I stop in the middle of a take to talk, it's not just like because those mics are chaos. The drum mic above, and then the snare kick hybrid mic.
This is cool.
That was a Gearspace find for me one night late. Somebody was talking about it, and I was like, "This is cool," and it was cool.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one? It's a name where it's like back. It's 2 mics. You can record the whole kit with 2 mics.
Oh, the Glenn Johns technique. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's one.
Have you ever played with that?
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
I read about it all the time, but I've never just taken the time to do it.
It works. But honestly, it's cool. It was cool for the time.
Yeah.
When it was kind of invented.
Yeah.
It's very simple. You have one mic on top of the kit, straight over the snare. The second overhead is basically aiming towards the snare, but at the on the side of the floor, right on top of the floor, but aiming on the snare. Mm-hmm. And then you have the kick. And that's it.
But there's no need to do that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
For modern recording, it's not going to work.
You could.
Yeah, but why?
Somebody's typing right now.
Of course.
And I love that.
There's that.
I love to know but why. It's
cool.
Amazing when people are like, here's why I do it.
It's cool.
And
if
you're like, oh.
No, but let's say, you're recording live with your band. You have 8 channels and stuff. You just,
Correct.
So I have 3 inputs to make the drums. There you go.
Yes.
You have your technique.
That 1,000%.
Okay, that's it. That's all you need.
1,000% makes sense.
What about the hi-hat? Do you record the hi-hat?
Forgot about the hi-hat.
Oh, the hi-hat.
I literally forgot about the hi-hat because...
Why?
Because I don't use the fader that it sits on. I just spent an entire thing recording the kick or the kit and forgot about the hi-hat. I record the hi-hat every time. I record it. I love knowing it's there.
But you never use it.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, same here.
Every once in a while, like for a thing. If there's a reason during a
verse or something,
or a bridge, where it's just building on that. But it just ends up being
The overhead's going
the
to,
overheads, man.
they will take care of the hi-hat.
Yeah. And otherwise it just pulls my snare
And even,
weird.
okay, if you have like 8 channels to record drums with,
Yeah.
are you going to mic the hi-hat?
No.
No, same here.
No. I'm just gonna make sure in my monitoring that I hear it. Right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's that. That's when I record
Yes,
it.
yes.
I record it with the other mics and make sure it's
Yeah.
there when I kind of mix as I monitor. Right?
Because
But
honestly, if you use spaced overheads, there's your hi-hat.
beautiful.
It's there.
And it sounds great.
It's going to be well balanced right away.
A close hi-hat does not sound nice.
No.
It's not a pleasant
really.
sound.
No. Okay, what about room? Let's several mics or only one mic? Mono
it
or
depends
stereo?
on the thing. It
It
depends.
depends on the amount of inputs you have access to also.
The mics, inputs, the room, the genre, the whatever.
Yeah.
Like in a perfect world, oh yeah, there's mics everywhere.
But then you
yeah.
get phase issues.
Yeah. But that's next week's problem.
Oh, no, no. I'm going to make it a recording problem.
I'm saying I'm at Ocean Way, and I've got an assistant and all the mics and cables in the world.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to set some mics up, and
For
they're
sure.
going to know where and which ones, and I'm going to rely on them. But yeah, room mics like the layer, even when you're playing with the plugins,
Yeah.
like an Ocean Way plugin or something, like it's fun to move those mics around.
Of course.
and blend them and like to do
Add
that
some
in real
dimension
life,
and stuff.
To do
Of
that in
course.
real life, oh, that'd be so
Yeah.
neat. Oh, I wish I had
But
more
I
money.
do-
I wish I
I-
had more money.
In that case, I do spend some time checking phase at the recording
yeah.
stage.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, sometimes
yeah,
just,
I'm
different
being
placement and
facetious.
stuff. Yeah.
That's a good English word that I learned
Yeah.
just the other week from my wife.
That is fancy, of course.
Yes.
Hi, Julie.
Being facetious again. Yeah. So there is, yeah. Once, if it all works, of course, can you imagine? Like to truly be able to mix in real, like east-west
Yeah.
room mics?
Yeah.
Like the most famous room mics in the world?
Like for
like
me.
where the mics are 20 grand and they're like hanging from the ceiling upside
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Like, ah!
Okay, so now you're kind of an advocate for a very nice live room.
I am.
And look at you.
Oh, I'm not building it. I did have all the money in the world in that analogy. I had more money than you.
Oh, yes, you
Outside of
did.
that. Oh, no, I told you you had more money than you. You didn't tell me how much money I had.
but you used to live in LA, man.
I did. I know. That's why I had no money.
I was born in Canada. I have no money.
It's just worth less. Live room, though. But it's a genre. It's a genre question.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so
Like a big rock record with room. Like that's the sound we grew up on.
Yes.
And it makes my heart
Yes.
happy and warm
Yeah.
and fuzzy. Right? But like modern, like that stuff, no room. Just tight and thick and
in your face and
yeah. Every drum is the
'Cause that-
same level.
that's the thing with a large room, the larger the room, even the close mics are gonna
You're committed.
catch it up. Yeah.
And that's where at the beginning, I guess that's where I went. I didn't want to commit to a large room.
Yeah.
But given,
Oh, but it's fun, Joe. I recorded like a few live albums in large rooms. It's amazing.
but that's a live album in a large room.
But it's a live
When you
album.
close your eyes, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Right? Where you got like little brother playing funk like that sound.
Oh yeah, of course.
Beautiful.
For sure.
Tight. Where the kick and the snare are like the same size. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the small kick, the thick snare. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so beautiful.
So what else are we missing? I think we kind of covered a lot.
I think we covered
On
a
drum
lot
recording.
of drum recording.
Wow.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, are we committing to any chain stuff as we record? Are we EQing? Are we compressing? Or are we just recording mics for next week's guy?
Honestly, if I compress, and I started to experiment with that a bit, it's very, very, very light. Kick and snare, a bit of overheads, but and I honestly, and I don't even look at the needle. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to hear it right away if it's overcompressing.
And it does it at the worst time.
Yes.
It's always during like the big important fill.
Yeah.
Where everything
So-
collapses.
Yeah.
Like-
But sometimes I just like to get like the signal into a compressor, even if it's not compressing, just to get that tone and that color. So sometimes it's not always about compressing, but more about tone. Yeah.
I see where you're going there.
Yeah. So yeah, that I like to have like record a nice tone right
When
away.
you're recording as the drummer, do you like to have compression and stuff applied to your mix? Like I'll do it in the DAW. I'll add it, record clean, but
Yeah.
then kind of compress the overheads a bit, or make a drum bus that goes out to the headphones that's a bit processed.
Yeah, honest, as a drummer, I don't care much about that.
Okay.
Maybe as a singer, if I
Yeah.
was a singer, which I'm not.
Yeah.
But I would probably care more.
Yeah.
But as a drummer, no, I don't. I don't care much about that.
I like
honestly.
how your voice totally changed when you said, "I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
a
a
singer."
singer.
I'm not a singer.
I'm not a singer.
You just like had to prove it. This is why I'm not a singer, guys. That was so random. That'll be like
I kinda got into it, you know,
That'd be
like-
like if you're like, "I'm not a dancer," and then you just like fell over. You know what I mean? Like just to prove it.
Oh man, maybe I wish I was a singer. You
You
know?
could be a singer. You'd have warm, soothing tones.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you could be
know.
like old school crooner.
But if you love like pitchy vocals, I'm your guy.
Yeah, you want to see that auto tune do a thing?
Oh, dude, you want to test your auto-tune plugins? Hello.
where it's not sure what note it is.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I'm your guy. Just like quantize. I'll test your quantizer.
Exactly.
It's good. We should put a band together. Just call it like the test band.
Oh, test
Where
drive.
Just everybody trade instruments. It'd be amazing.
Oh man.
Just to pressure test the DAW.
Okay, Steve. Are you ready for today's question?
I have never been so ready for a question.
Okay, this is gonna.
How does that sound on a podcast?
I don't know. Weird.
It's like that's like
We're back in the washroom.
That's what I was gonna say. It's just like it should be in MS.
Jesse, can you close
Is
this
that a
thing?
clean? Yeah. Close the door, Jesse. All right. So this is from.
Oh, this is from Luke from Magog, Quebec.
Yeah, that's how I would have said all those words.
There you go.
Luck from Magog.
It's a very nice little town, Quebec.
I believe it. Everything sounds like a fine cheese.
Yeah.
All right. So there was a French version that I think you translated.
Yes. Go ahead.
He said, "I'm going to ask my question in French, but you can answer me in English," which I appreciate. Thanks, Luke from Fine Cheese. He says, "What exactly do you have to send to the mastering engineer for mastering? A single audio file or several separate groups? So stems versus stereo.
Yes.
Is that?" And the second part is, "I know we should not leave limiters on the master bus." They talked a bit about, mastering at LUFS and is this normal and -23 and -25 and all these things you fancy smart guys know about.
Yeah. So at what level you send
Yeah,
your
what
mix
level
to
do you
mastering,
send your
basically.
mix to mastering?
Yeah.
So I guess, part one.
I made a
stems-
video on that actually not too long ago.
Stems versus
Yeah.
stereo.
Okay, stems. I don't see a lot of stem mastering. I know that mastering engineers, some will offer stem mastering.
Yeah.
It gives the mastering engineer a bit more control.
Yeah.
Okay, so that could be an advantage.
Yeah.
Depending on the quality of the mix
And the quality of your mastering engineer.
and the quality of your mastering engineer.
And the
because
trust
now
you have in them.
Yes, because now you're talking about changing the levels also.
They are tinkering under the hood
Yes. So
of your car.
if you're not confident about the end result of your mix,
Yeah.
if you have like someone you trust that is mastering your music and offers stem mastering, that could be a good option. This is not something I never sent a stem masterings to stems to a mastering engineer on my end, but it's a thing.
My guy Dale has been mastering stuff for me for many, 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 many moons. And my split the difference, my compromise on it is that I will send him versions if I'm not sure. So I do that. I will say, here is, I'm just not sure, man. Here's the vocal a little louder.
Yeah,
You pick.
But this is different. Yeah,
Correct.
different version.
But I'm saying that, and so that's my way of you don't have to go through and make this big decision. Just quickly, like jump in the middle, and he'll just go like, "Dude, I listened to 5 seconds and I know."
But we see that a lot
on his thing, right?
Yeah.
So that to me is a way more useful version.
Yeah, a +2 on the vocals.
Of that, or even bass. Like, man, I'm just not sure. There's bass heavy, but you pick.
Yeah.
So I love that. So I'm good with either. You pick. right?
Exactly, yeah.
So then he's not sending back a surprise.
Sure.
Right. So that's mine on that.
Yeah.
I guess. But
Yeah, same,
stem mastering.
Not really.
It feels a little.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a thing. You can if you want to.
Yeah.
But and it's not something
Yeah.
it's stereo usually.
And then levels.
Levels. I made a video on my YouTube channel not too long ago.
Go, Professor.
Yeah, talking about gain staging, the mix bus, basically.
I gotta get on this YouTube
but it's
channel of yours.
you should. You'll learn so many things,
A
man.
discount code.
And you need to, man. I'll give you any codes you want.
Go learn something, you. Oh. So, how important are levels in the modern era?
On the mix bus, just don't pick the mix bus.
So pull stuff off the mix bus.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Take off your limiters and all that.
I would say, I have some stuff on the mix bus. It's part of the mix.
Yep.
I'll leave it there. The
But
only thing
limity.
I like to mix with a limiter on.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
this is what I do. But I do bypass it
Yes.
before I bounce
That's what I mean.
to mastering.
Yeah.
So
So
I leave that to the mastering guy.
Yeah.
But the levels, I just make sure the mix bus doesn't go
Yeah.
above zero dBFS, because then you're peaking the mix bus. You're
Yeah.
peaking digitally, which is not the same as in the analog world. So it's not going to be a nice. It's not
there's
going to give you
nothing
a
good.
nice saturation, warm sound. This is analog, but
Nothing
in
good.
digital, nothing good, man.
So that's it. Pull off. I pull off the limiter. I just usually turn that fader down and hit go.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Usually when I gain stage my sessions properly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up with a level between -8 to
Yes.
-6
Same.
dBFS on the
Yeah,
mix bus.
same.
By keeping the fader at the unity point. Then I just do my processing, or so a lot of the time, most of the time, anyways, my processing is already in place while I'm mixing, anyways, on my mix bus. But yeah, and then I just don't bother. So
And
if
then-
it's at -10, it's at -10. If it's at -3.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
sure.
for me, each song
Whatever.
is kind of different.
It
when
is.
it goes out as
It
a
is.
project, and the mastering guy will then regain stage,
Yeah.
as he sees fit.
Exactly.
Better than I could try to do it for him.
The only thing I pay attention to as far as the level goes when it comes to the master bus, and it goes to for any channel for that matter, is when I have some analog gear involved. So you need to gain stage, make sure that you don't send too hot of a level to the analog gear. So then so it depends on the gear also. That depends on how it's calibrated. But little things you need to pay attention to, and then comes back to the channel. But the channel itself, as long as you don't peak it, you're good.
You're good.
So no big deal. So no need to do the -23 lofts.
Oh, man.
I don't even. I don't look at the
No.
LUFS levels. Nothing when I mix.
No.
That's a mastering thing in my book,
Yes.
anyways. You can
Yes.
if you want to, but I don't care much about that.
Yes.
I look at the meter itself, the dBFS levels, to make sure it doesn't peak.
Yeah.
and that's it.
No, none of the red.
lofts and like
No
who
red.
cares? I
No
don't care.
red.
Nah.
That's it. That's all.
Man, that's a good question though.
That was.
Yeah.
Thanks, Luke, from an island of wine.
Magog, Quebec.
Perfect.
Yeah, you need to learn French, man.
Do I?
I think you do.
But do I?
You'll sound way more fancy.
Because that's what I'm going for here.